Hey y'all, I'm Kate from saltykatie.com, and today I'm going to show you the brand new Perfect Pocket Folios. I'm so excited. Salty Katie has released some brand new leathers and brand new Perfect Pocket Folios. I've got several new designs, new sizes, and I really enjoy how they turned out. And so I thought I would show you today what different sizes are available and give you a closer look at each of the brand new, really high quality, really good smelling Italian leather. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get into it. Okay, y'all, so let's see what we got going on here. I think what I'll do is just go leather by leather and we'll talk about the sizes as we go. Our newest leather, which will go live Friday morning at 9 a.m., that's March the 13th, is Evening Light. So if you've seen Evening Shade, this is very similar but in a different colorway. So this really reminds me, I called it Evening Light because it makes me think of when you take a road trip and you're watching the sunset. To me, this is the color that comes across the sky just before the sun actually sets. It's sort of a pink, orange, tangerine type color. It's really gorgeous. The leather has a smooth, nice smooth top side, but you can feel a little of the fat wrinkle, and there's even an occasional lightning strike, which is just really gorgeous. Because it is such a high quality leather, it takes the stamp very well. I think you'll be able to hear the texture. Oh, it smells so good too. So this is in an A6 size, and here's what the pockets, what a Perfect Pocket Folio looks like. This is actually an A6 5-year Hobonichi. So there are 2 credit card slots here, one horizontal and then 1 vertical. Each will fit a couple of cards, or of course your super cute little die cuts or whatever it is you have. And the back pocket is just a simple slip pocket. It smells really great. This leather will take a scratch, so I wouldn't necessarily store it in my purse with my keys unless you want that look. It's also got a really beautiful pull-up. So if you pull up on the leather, the waxes and oils redistribute to show that lighter color underneath. Really gorgeous. So if you want the cover to look, if you want it to have more color variation, then when you receive it, you can actually take it and roll the leather up, and that'll bring out more of those lighter tones. Really, really gorgeous. So that's an A6 5-year Hobonichi size. This is Evening Light in a Weeks Perfect Pocket Folio. So these are some super cute die cuts and things from Stationery Wonderland. This Weeks Perfect Pocket Folio will fit both a Weeks and a Mega. You know, either or, not both together, either or. I have chosen not to add elastics, but that will be an option. You can add whatever color elastics you like. This thread color that you're seeing here that matches so well is called Salmon. So that's the closest thread color I've got in it. It's actually a really good match for this leather. This would also be really pretty with a cream or oatmeal stitch. Or a white stitch would be nice. I haven't tried black yet, so I'd have to look at that first, but I'm sure it wouldn't be bad either. So you can see the differences. The front of this one's got a little more fat wrinkle and a little less lightning strike. If you can see there, the color variation. And then here's the difference in the backs. Really, really beautiful. You can actually see the little marks on the hide from the animal living its life, which I think is really beautiful. So there's Evening Light. So gorgeous. I wish I could smell it. It smells so good. So in a similar vein to Evening Light is Evening Shade. So this is a warm gray tone with brown and green undertones. It's not a cool gray. You can tell the difference. This backing here is cool gray and this is warm. So it's going to look really good with brown stitching, cream stitching. This white isn't bad. Really pretty. So this is Evening Shade. So to me, this reminds me of the color of the light in the shadows during the evening. If you're sitting out on the porch and you're looking at the trees and watching little squirrels play, the shadows that the trees cast onto the ground, that's the color it reminds me of. So that's why that's called Evening Shade. It's also a nice pull-up leather. You can see the difference in the color if I roll it. Really beautiful striations come out then. This also takes the stamp incredibly well. It will mark as well, so again, I wouldn't put it with my keys. So this has got a white stitch. This is a B6 size with a dark brown stitch. And here's how the B6 Perfect Pocket Folio looks. We've got one large vertical pocket here and then one horizontal card pocket at the top. Let's see. I'll put these cards and die cuts in here so you can see how they fit. Really beautiful. This is meant to fit like a B6 Stalogy or similar size. It's really gorgeous. Both of these leathers have a nice light sheen on the top. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick up that sheen, but I wouldn't call it gloss, but it's not matte either. It's just the lightest little sheen on top of the leather. Really pretty. So there's that in an A6 and B6 Perfect Pocket Folios. So my personal favorite is Deep Ocean. Every time I pick this up, I go to touching it and smelling it and wiping it. And if there's any little specks on it, I wipe it off there. I just love it. I love this. This has been, this particular leather has been one of my very favorites that I've ever worked with. It's got one of the best smells of any leather I've ever worked with. So this is called Deep Ocean. My husband and I vacation in Florida, and as we're close to the dock in some of these tropical locations, the water sort of becomes this pale green color, almost like a mint color, and just underneath that, if you look down through that clear water, you can see this deep ocean color, and that's what that reminds me of, being in Florida and seeing the color of the ocean. So this is nearly perfectly smooth topside. There are occasional marks. It will take a scratch, but it won't turn white behind that scratch, if it makes sense. So the texture will be there, but not necessarily a real big change in color. It actually does have some pull up, but it is so subtle, you'd have to really roll it hard to see much of a difference. So it stays pretty consistent, this really beautiful deep ocean color. See, I can't stop touching it. Ooh, girl likes that leather. So here again is the B6 Perfect Pocket size. I've just got some super cute page markers. These are birds I got from Jet Pens. How cute is that? So those fit in there nicely, and then also this flower fusen, which is just some flower shaped markers. Anyway, so in the back is also just a regular slip pocket to fit the back side of your notebook in. This takes the stamp incredibly well. The leather is just so smooth, and this is pretty well matte. There's not, I mean, you can see the light hitting it, but there's no really reflection in this leather at all. It's just, oh, it's so nice. Sometimes I think it's blue, sometimes I think it's green, but I always think it's really gorgeous. So it has a different sound to it than the other leather, if you can tell. But again, just really beautiful. Yeah, maybe one of the nicer leathers I've ever worked with. It does have, let me just take my B6 out so I can show you the flop here. So it's not particularly rigid, but I wouldn't really call it a firm temper. I'd call it a medium temper. You can see that. So beautiful. You see how sometimes it looks blue and sometimes it looks green? Let me lay it down and let you see. Now I've been using this, I guess, gosh, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. So you can see how good it looks and how nice the color still is after all that time. And that's with me yanking it back and forth across my desk. These other leathers, I would also call them about medium. They do have a little snap to them, but they're not excessively firm. About medium, I'd say. With this being just a little more floppy than the other. None of these requires a closure. The leather is fine to just sit right by itself without needing elastic, but of course you can order an elastic if you want one. It's optional. So this is my personal favorite, Deep Ocean. The last of our new leathers and the last of our patterns, this is a B6 Dip Pocket Folio in Horween Honey Tan with a Sapisi dark brown pocket in the front. Really gorgeous. Probably don't need to tell you that. It is a Horween leather, so it's going to be really nice. Let me take my book out of here so I can show y'all. So I actually chose the roughest portion of the hide for my notebook here. So the rest of the hide looks more like this and does not look rough like this. Like I chose the edges of the hide, you know what I mean? Because that's what I like. Because it's a Horween leather, of course, it's really excellent quality. This particular leather smells quite a bit like basketballs. Oh, it smells good. So for the B6 Dip Pocket Folio, it just comes in a B6, and it comes with this Sapisi dark brown pocket on the front. This is also, both of these are really, really nice pull-up leathers. So I'm going to pull it up there and let you see the change in color. Really beautiful. This one as well. So if you roll it, you can see a pretty dramatic change. This really, it reminds me of the color of honey. So that's why I chose the name Honey Tan. Really, really incredibly beautiful. This will also take a scratch. I imagine it will darken a little bit over time. This here, I don't know that this will. It's pretty dark as it is, but it's possible. This looks really great with dark brown stitching, which is what is here, and it also looks good with taupe stitching. Taupe would be really pretty with it as well. Cream would go well if you'd like a stitch that really stands out. So again, I do not have an elastic closure on this because I just don't prefer that anymore. But this, it's really, really baby soft on the top. Just like silky soft on the top. Yeah, really, really nice. And it does have a little bit of a sheen, a little gloss on it. Both types of leather have just a little gloss on them. I'm hoping the camera's picking that up. Really, really, really beautiful. Smell really good. And I'll let you see how thick it is there. Not very at all. Now this is the floppiest of the leathers. Not a lot of structure. I'd call this closer to a soft temper. Not really any snap. Can't stop touching that one either. So really good. So just as a review, so we have the B6 Dip Pocket Folio in Horween Honey Tan. It's a PC Dark Brown. And then we have the B6 Perfect Pocket Folio, and this is in Deep Ocean. It's another example of the B6 Perfect Pocket Folio in Evening Shade. Under that shade tree, girlfriend, here is an A6, again in Evening Shade, this with a white stitch. And then another A6 in Evening Light with a salmon stitch. And then just releasing on Friday these brand new week sizes. So you can purchase this B6 Pocket is only available in a B6 and only available in the Horween leather currently. But now these others, the A6s, both the regular A6 and the Hobonichi, the A6 5-year Hobonichi, and the Weeks Perfect Pocket Folios are all available in any of these leathers. So if you'd like a Weeks Perfect Pocket Folio in the Deep Ocean, it'll be available. And same goes for the Evening Light. So yeah, I think I covered most everything. These are super high quality leathers that you would never wear any of these out. You couldn't do it. You could not wear one out. You'd be 80 and I'd be God knows how old by the time you wore it out. So you certainly wouldn't have to worry about quality or being able to use these from now on, basically. So yeah. Y'all be sure to let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. If there are any questions I can answer for you about the leather that I missed over, I'd be happy to let you know. Alright, thanks y'all so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again real soon. Bye.